Good afternoon. Happy Friday. Of course, it is I, it is me, it is she. Pure wisdom. And it has been quite some time since I came in and blessed you with my presence. Life has been extremely challenging. Life has been extremely full, but most importantly, abundantly blessed. And I hope and pray the same for you. I've taken quite some time off, and I know you guys may have not seen me posting here lately or recently over the last 30, 45 days, but I've been really taking the time to really work with me, to work with my shadow self, to work with the lower and the darkest parts of me, to be able to be a better beacon of light through these trying times. So I wanted to kind of just come in and talk with you on the subject of shadow work and shadow healing. What is shadow work and what is shadow healing? So I went and looked for the definition of it, because all of this stuff come up inside of me as pure wisdom, right? But I wanted to be able to give you a better understanding as far as what shadow work is from a definition perspective. So shadow work is the process of exploring your inner darkness or your shadow self. Shadow work uncovers every part of you that has been disowned, repressed, and rejected. It is one of the most authentic paths to enlightenment, right? That's what shadow work, inner healing is, right? It is really delving deep inside of yourself and going and healing those traumas that you did not know exist, or that was buried deep down within yourself, and they're coming out in many negative ways, negative or toxic ways. So I created a list of bullet points so I really wouldn't get away from the topic at hand, but just utilizing myself as an example. I've really been doing the healing, the inner healing, the shadow work. I've stepped away from society, from a business perspective and even from a personal perspective, to be really work within myself and heal the things that I needed to heal, to be a better beacon of light for you and for myself and my family. So one of the most important things is healing from childhood traumas. We all have childhood traumas, regardless of what that looks like. Child abuse, lack of parental love, lack of family guidance, whatever that looks like. We go through life suppressing those things and rejecting ourselves and not knowing that they affect us in many different ways. So, healing those things and healing, mommy and daddy issues, and also most importantly, healing past love and life regressions, like, going deeper into this thing for you, past lives. We all have lived in some type of existence at some point in time outside of what we are and who we are now, right? That's where deja vu's, premonitions come into place, because you get a glimpse of your past life, and your past life is something that you know nothing of, because you're here in the physical. You don't know, it's not there. It's illusionary. It's out of sight, out of mind, but it's buried deep down inside of you. It's buried deep down inside of you, so that is something that we have to really sit down with ourselves and do the shadow work and do the shadow healing, to bring those suppressed feelings and those unconscious emotions up, so that we can be better for ourselves, be better for our families, and be better for our society and humanity as a whole. So those things, also, it really causes problems in many different type of relationships, regardless of what that relationship is to you, whether that's mother, father, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, friend, brother, sister. It causes problems in those relationships, and you wonder why you and your family can't get along, or you wonder why you and your spouse or you and your mate can't intertwine as one, because you're dealing with those deeper parts of yourself that you have yet to heal. So what does those things look like? Again, you got the mommy daddy issues, you got the lack of parental love, you got the lack of family guidance, you got the lack of love from individuals just as human. We all seek love. We all seek love, and with us seeking love, a lot of us don't necessarily receive that love, so then we turn cold. We turn cold and we begin to feel our ways through life and move through life and become numb, right? We become numb and block those feelings out. Well, you're not blocking those feelings out when you're not doing the shadow work. You are just still suppressing those feelings. The old saying is, you putting all that dirt up under the rug, but you're not sweeping it up and clearing it out, right? So you really have to dig deep inside of yourself and go through those emotions and go through those feelings. So that's what I've been doing over these last 30 to 45 days. I've been really doing the shadow work. I've been really doing the inner healing and really examining myself, examining my relationships, and acknowledging that there is a darker side to ourselves. We all are perfectly imperfect people, but it is our duty to consistently work on that inner healing on a daily basis. We are to make a consistent effort to look beyond our physical flesh out here and be able to correct ourselves when we do things wrong. Begin to acknowledge what we know is against our soul being, right? So knowing that day to day you have to really just go within yourself, and shadow work is not easy because it brings up things that you not necessarily wanting to heal from, or things that you not wanting to necessarily acknowledge. But it's important for you to heal yourself so that you can be a better person to yourself, and for your family, and for your environment. You have much more abundance that way when you're doing the shadow work. And shadow work is not something that just turns on and turn off. It's every day. It's literally every day in every way. You got to catch yourself when you're ready to flip out on someone, right? You know, when someone trigger something inside of you and you begin to want to kind of respond in a negative way, or in a darker way, or in a malicious way, that's shadow work. That is shadow work. When you're doing the shadow work, you're able to catch yourself in that moment. You're able to correct yourself in that moment, and you're able to learn from it and move forward. And that's how we grow. That's enlightenment. That's evolvement. That's ascending. And knowing that you're not better than the next person. You know, you just choose to take the high road. Michelle Obama said it best: when they choose to go low, you remain high. I love me some Michelle. You stay high. So while I've been going through this shadow work, God has really been working with me and showing me a lot of things, not just about myself, but about humanity as a whole. And I wanted to just bring those things to light to you. One of the things is everyone is hurting. It's 2020. We're in a pandemic. We're seeing things and going through things our country and our globe has never went through. Our earth has never went through. And with that, you know, we are in uncomfortable spaces and we don't necessarily know how to respond, or don't know necessarily what to do. So I've accumulated a list of things that we are supposed to do during these times, but letting you know and understand what the bigger picture is of this 2020 pandemic, what this 2020 pandemic is about, and what God has really, really brought this plague, because it's in the word, in the Bible. The plague was really brought about to slow down the human race and the human society. It really caused us, God wanted us to slow down and do the shadow work. Stop hurting our planet, Mother Earth. Stop hurting our family. Stop hurting ourselves. Stop hurting individuals. So God caused us to slow down in a way that we've never slowed down before. And a lot of people don't necessarily know how to ride that wave of being slowed down. That's why a lot of abuse and a lot of violence have really begun to come into play. Also in 2020, another thing that has really, really taken place is wealth is being transferred from the wicked to the wise, to the enlightened, to the souls that's doing the shadow work. And the wicked has really for a very, very long time tainted our society. And you can see it especially here in our country and around the globe. You have war, you have police brutality, you have hate and harm against the original creatures of our existence, and that is the black man, that is the minority man. And knowing that our culture was cursed, knowing that our race was really stagnated and programmed to be something that we're not. We're being reminded to go back to that origin of who we really are and what we really came here for. And that's the love for our planet. And we were to spread that love, and we were to assist people with guiding them into that love. But we were programmed, we were tainted so that we could live this wicked life. And that's why 2020, God brought this plague around for our whole globe to slow down the human race, to begin to reconnect to love, reconnect to family members, reconnect, slow down from the monotony of life, of always trying to do, of always trying to have responsibility. Slow down and love on yourself. And when you love on yourself, in turn, you begin to love others. We are all hurting. And it's very, very, very important, again, for us to do the shadow work. This is the time to do the shadow work. Instead of people sitting home, because everybody got to be home. You're limited to where you can go and what you can do. Country is slowly opening back up, but that's a bad thing too. But I'll get into that later. But, you know, we've slowed down so that we can reconnect to love, reconnect to all there is. Personable. We get so caught up in paying bills and being so successful and being so great that we forget the most greatest foundation of what life is all about. Love. Love yourself. Love your others. You know, forgive each other. Don't sit home and get turned up. Don't sit home and get wasted and turning up and getting wasted, you know, or drinking or smoking, addictions, whether it's shopping, whatever that is for you, whatever your vice, whatever your addiction is, everyone have it. No one is exempt. This is the time that you are to begin to heal those things. And I want to utilize myself for an example, and I'm just being blunt and transparent, right? I used to smoke weed, and with me smoking weed, it kept me out of touch with society, and it slowed me down to be able to deal with society. But when I begun to do the healing way, I started smoking weed. Just that simple. I stopped smoking weed. I have no urge. I have no desire. Like, I just want to be a better me so that I can be better for my children, and so I can be better for my children's children and leave a legacy, a healthy legacy, right? So knowing that we are supposed to slow down and do the shadow work, I love it. God has an amazing way of showing through nature that He is forever present. His omnipresence is always here. And I see the signs. So, Father God, I thank you. Ancestors, thank you. But back to the topic. We've gotten away from all of these things. So, another thing is control. Control factors, control tactics. We try to control certain areas of our lives. And when we try to control certain areas of our lives, we pour that out into other people's lives. We want people to do the things that we do it, the way to do things the way that we do it. We want people to kind of go through life and learn how we do it. No, that's wrong. That is so wrong. Because what we must understand is every human being, every individual that comes to this physical planet to live, to love, and to grow, we all have our own journey, and no one journey is the same. Everyone's journey is different. Now, we have the same end destination, and that's love, and that is to connect to God, that is connect to heaven, but the journey is different. The end destination is the same, but everyone's journey is different. So just because my journey looked this way, or because my journey is this way, doesn't mean it's the way for that next person. So as pure wisdom, what pure wisdom do is I hold that space for you to journey on your own way, on your journey, and just give you assistance and give you wisdom to help you lighten your load and kind of maneuver through your journey with flow and not force, right? So that's what pure wisdom is all about. Another thing is in 2020 is we are to release our interactions with hurting people. This is big. Because we love people, right? We want to be loved. We want to give love. We want to receive love. And even if it's from people that hurt us, we still hold on to that presence of them, that with hope that they get it together. That's wrong. I'm sorry, that's wrong. You are to cut your ties, not saying that you don't love them, but you are opening space and you are standing in the gap for them to do their own work. Because whenever you uphold and when you acknowledge what they're doing, and when you coax or you love on their wrong or in their journey, then you're letting them know that it's okay to still operate in that darkness when it's not. So holding that space and releasing them to know that they are perfectly imperfect people. We have to understand, I've been on this, God has taken me on this journey this last 2 weeks of imperfection. Man's imperfection. Nothing is perfect. Only thing is perfect is God. God made the trees. God made the sun. God made the moon. And we are not God. We are God-like creatures. We are God-like humans, but we are not God. Never, ever, ever forget that. You are not God. God created the sun, the moon, and stars. You can't create that. I ain't even getting ready to try. But for real, realistic, like, we have to release our interactions with these hurting people, because what? Hurt people hurt people. So when you release that person, that hurt person, and hold them responsible and accountable for doing their healing work, you holding a space of love. You're letting them know, you're setting those boundaries. Boundaries are very, very important. Knowing that you have to set boundaries with people, and knowing that, you have to say no. Even when you don't want to. You have to say no. You're not just doing it for them. You're doing it for you. Because again, remember, we're doing shadow work. And whenever we receive love, however we receive that love, even if it's in the wrong way, we look for it. It's toxic. It's not healthy. So creating those boundaries, releasing individuals, and releasing humans that hurt you, or releasing humans that you hurt. Releasing that. And the other part is love them. Even though, like I say, even though you release them, love them. Love them despite their flaws. Love them despite their lack of doing the shadow work. Love them anyway. Hold them in a space of love. Because when you hold that individual in a space of love, or you hold that situation or that experience in a space of love, it naturally heals. It naturally transmute and heal. And you step out of the way and allow God to do the work. You're not God. You step out of the way and allow God to do the work. You can't do the work for people. Remember, shadow work. Your shadow work is you're only responsible for your shadow work, not the shadow work of others. Another thing is, understand their healing. Understand that we all are healing some type of trauma in some way, shape, or form in our lives. We all are healing. Be patient. Be patient with yourself. Be compassionate and be patient with others. Allow them to heal, for we all are fighting a battle that a lot of people don't even know about. We put a lot of people in our world today. We put on this mask and we put on this facade, trying to mask and hide behind the hurt and the pain that we have. I'm realistic. I'm extremely realistic. I'm very transparent. I use my life for experience and as examples to help others heal. But I dealt with mommy and daddy issues. I dealt with relationship issues with men. Knowing all of those things, I had to heal that. And I'm continually healing that. Healing is an everyday process. But when you acknowledge, it's something wonderful about acknowledging, and not just acknowledging, but speaking it out to God, speaking it out to universe. You begin to allow to God to operate on your behalf. You begin to remove your physical self out of the way and say, God, I open my heart to you. I open my heart to you. But one thing you must understand is you open your heart to God and not open your heart to those toxic individual situations, experiences, and things. Keep yourself reserved. Have those boundaries. Know and understand that it's okay for you to say no. Continuously doing the healing work, the shadow work. So don't coax people. And don't remain so busy that you forget to love on yourself, that you forget to do the shadow work inside of yourself. Shadow work is exploring the deepest part of yourselves, the darkest part of yourselves that you thought was not there. Forgiving yourself for not knowing or not being taught the different things that you thought that you should have been taught. Forgiving your family, your friends, your thought leaders for being perfectly imperfect people, because we are imperfect beings. Only perfect creation is God. God created all of this. So we're not God. Remember, we're God-like, but we're not God. I just wanted to come in and share that with you. Shadow self. Shadow work. doing the healing every day in every way, and holding that. Don't coax people. Coax yourself. When you coax yourself, when you coddle yourself, when you literally love yourself, you begin to exude that love to others. You begin to become that light to give people permission and let them know that it's okay for them to heal themselves too. So today, as you're going about your day and the rest of this year through this trying pandemic, just remember to hold love, hold light, but most importantly, place boundaries. Of course, it is I, it is me, it is she, pure wisdom, and I just wanted to come and share with you my shadow work. You might not see me anymore for some time because, again, I'm doing the shadow work so that I can continue to be that beacon of light for you. Much love, light, many blessings. Happy Friday and weekend. Know that I love you, but most importantly, God loves you too. You guys be blessed.